Fun times in Cleveland ahead as we join you by the Lakeshore here at Cleveland Browns Stadium. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Cleveland Browns. The byes are over. It's now a 4-week sprint to the finish, and we are underway here in Week 15. From his end zone, here comes Jerome Ford. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And he'll be taken down at the 18. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Faking the give. Now Watson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Back to throw. Work in the middle of the field. He's got a man complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. That 3rd down conversion good for 23. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Chubb running right. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The Browns had 4-9 now on the year. And they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. This defense for the Bears, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. The linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the tackle.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down. Fields going to change things up here. 1st and 10, Taylor now. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. 43 yards on the ground for him so far. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On second down, it's Taylor. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Chicago. Jonathan Taylor, 38 yards. And the Bears get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Matt Gay on for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled it to 15. The Browns drive about to get started. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. Oh, what a move. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Back to throw, Watson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 34-yard line. A good pickup there for the Browns. 15 yards from the 34 now. Here's 1st and 10. They give the Chubb out of the gun. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Off of play action, it's Watson. That pass complete to Moore. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And this is where play action can be so effective. Your running game's been the driving force on this possession, so as a defense, you start shifting your focus towards stopping the run. But if an offensive coordinator sees that, he can take advantage, and they get good yardage there.
Watson just beating the play clock. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Bears are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They run once more with Taylor. And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a second straight play. That second down play nets a -4.
I know the speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Saying it's incomplete.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known the points won't come so easy again.
Returnable here from the 38. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Cooper will go in motion.
We got the defense ready. Hey, 31! Hey, 59!
To throw is Watson. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Watson off play action. And his throw is incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Now it's Watson. And that is incomplete.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a fourth down.
It's taken to the 26. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They are back over the 500 mark for the year. A 3-game winning streak really coming at the exact right time, Charles, to get them back into playoff contention.
And it's always a question of when do you want your football team to peak? And everyone always talks about you want to be playing your best ball going into the playoffs, but sometimes you need your best ball before that time. And this team, going into this stretch of games, they are certainly playing their best football of the year.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Now it's Fields. He's got the connection to Moore. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
Here we go.
Fields going to get that out wide to Mooney. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Chicago! Darnell Mooney, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. Gay is on for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end Njoku. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it out past the 45. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And this one is incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Watson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up fourth down. Here's Corey Bojorquez now to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we...
Touchdown, Chicago! Jonathan Taylor with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Bears are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it's now 21-0. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Cooper will come in motion right. Watson. That's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And he will get enough for a first down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Cooper, the man in motion right. On 1st and 10, Watson. That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. So the delay of game penalty backs him up. It's now 2nd and 7. Again, it's Watson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A big pickup of 38.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
2nd and 10. To the air yet again, Watson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. In motion left, that's Cooper. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. York able to send this one through, and that will do it for this 1st half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Set to resume. Here we go with the 2nd half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And here comes a return from a few steps in. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
And this will be a Bears 1st down as the tackle made at the 35-yard line. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, it's Taylor. There's the stiff arm. 172 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
This 2nd and 4. To the right side, this is Taylor. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Well, when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense.
Here's 3rd and 3. Fields.
Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
On first down, it's Fields.
Got a man complete. It's Taylor. Touchdown, Bears. Jonathan Taylor, 49 yards. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the 3rd quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Now Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Here's Watson.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now Watson going to change the look here.
Now a play fake here on first down. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson.
That is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Throwing again is Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 31-yard line. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
Well, still in the third quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
Watson on first down. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward.
And the Bears are going to have it here just past the 25. Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown out a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. There he goes left side.
Now he's loose at the 40. Darnell Mooney.
Touchdown. Darnell Mooney with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And the Bears extend their lead yet again.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
To throw on second is Watson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Robert Quinn in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for a 3rd and long.
They'll set up to throw, and they're going to sack him yet again. The pass rush has been relentless. This time, it yields a safety.
An absolutely dominating series from that pass rush to record the safety. 3 sacks in a row shouldn't be possible against an NFL offensive line. But there they are, dropping him on 3 straight reps, the last of which came in the end zone for 2 points.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but...
And now off to the races, down the right side. Jonathan Taylor, and he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Jonathan Taylor
67 yards.
And the Bears get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and, oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
On second down, here's Watson. And can you believe it? It's a second safety in this ballgame.
Well, 2 snaps ago, I don't think anyone thought a safety was on the table, yet it happened. They caught him on back-to-back plays breaking through the line. No amount of evading was going to save him from a sack on either play. And on the last one, he ran too deep into the end zone to set up the safety.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And it's a matter really of the rich getting richer. They built a big lead already. Now tack 2 more on following the safety. And they've got the football back as well. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today.
Anthony Walker up behind the line and finishing that play off.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15.
Now it's Fields.
And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Game's not over. Why are you guys giving up?
Here we go. Good. Hey, Ken.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5.
Now Fields.
Eluding the pressure right. This is caught inside the 15. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. It's a gain of 34.
Waste of time.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Fields going to get that out wide to Mooney.
Touchdown Bears!
Darnell Mooney
From 13 yards out.
And the Bears continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
following the touchdown. Here's Gay to kick it away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Watson's throw into the hands of Peoples-Jones. And he's going to get this down inside the 40 before he's finally ridden out of bounds. A big play that time for Cleveland. 45 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is Pitt taking it right down Broadway. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Bears 60, Browns 3.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And here comes a return from the middle of the end. And deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And one of the linemen on the other side has got it. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd down and 15 yards to go.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. Here's Watson. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. T.J. Edwards able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? They'll drop the throw. The ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. He'll take it at the 42. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. A give for Taylor running right side. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they got it going today.
238 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Here we go. Right.
On third down, here's Taylor. There he goes again. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Here we go.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. Third and long.
Go.
Back to throw. Fields. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack.
Even keeping the back end for extra protection on third down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's fourth and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
It's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Go, take it to the house. Set.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson flushed out right. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now it's Watson. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. And that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. And this has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we put on it? Who would you allow to watch what we're watching right now? Let's hope this one gets over fast, because this game, well decided a long time ago.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They go to the ground again with Taylor. They're going to drop him behind the line yet again, and things going from bad to worse. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. Well, the offense has had a big day. He's been great running the football, but I don't think anybody liked that last result.
No, they didn't like the last result at all, but they have to look at it in total, don't they? They've had a big day running the football. You take an occasional loss or an occasional bad play along the way, but all in all, they have to like what they've done.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. And Charles, are still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
Come on, bring it back.
Get ready.
You know what it is. Take it to the house.
The Browns drive about to get started. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The end result, 21 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
On 1st down, it's Watson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw is Watson. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
Take it to him. Don't let him rest. You can do it. Yeah, one last chance.
3rd and 19. Well, now they'll try the end around. Fighting to stay on his feet past midfield. They'll wind up with 17 on that one, but they're still a bit short here for 4th. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Chicago, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they dropped their 10th game now to fall to 4-10. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.